Hi, and welcome to episode 69 of the Cat Lady podcast. My name is Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2 T's, CATT, craft all the things. And thank you for joining me. And if you are a new viewer, thanks for coming and checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, of course, I am in great gratitude for the rest of my days for having you come back and sit and chat with me again. And so, yeah, welcome. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram as The Cat Lady. I have a Facebook group, The Cat Lady Podcast. There's also a Ravelry group, which is The Cat Lady Podcast. And I am Crafty Cat Lady on YouTube. One place that I'm not The Cat Lady, but too late to change it now. So yeah, please subscribe if you like what you see, and I would be very appreciative. And so let's move right into podcast news. I currently have a giveaway thread on Ravelry going on for the Turn Back hat by Brandy Miller. She has Eat My Yarns on Ravelry. So I will keep that thread open for one more week or whenever I record. I'm trying to record weekly, but sometimes things come up or I don't have a lot to say, so it's been kind of either a week or every other week. But if the thread is open, you can enter. So the next time I record, I will draw a winner though. So I only have a few entries in there, so come on in. Your chances to win are pretty good. So, and all you have to do is you have to be a member of the Ravelry group and comment on the post and tell me what yarn you would use for the pattern. And that's the Turn Back hat. And also, just speaking of patterns, Brandy Miller patterns, Brandy has also come out with a new sock pattern that is really pretty. It's called the Heart Warrior socks, and she designed the pattern in honor of her little girl who was born with a congenital heart defect, and $1 of the sales from each pattern will go to benefit the Children's Heart Foundation. So good cause, great pattern, sweet little girl, beautiful socks. So go check that out. So on to knitting. That's all technically I guess something else I can talk about podcast news, but I'm going to go along with my notes, so we'll talk about it at the end. But and that's it. Oh, I should have brought this up in podcast news since I turned everybody away with saying I'm talking about my life. You can leave now, but that's okay. If you're still here, I mentioned on Instagram that I was kind of interested in planning a knitting retreat. And just a casual, simple, retreat. Sit around, knit, craft, eat. That's it. Obviously, if I had anyone that's a vendor that's has things to sell, I would totally say bring it with you and you can lay it out and, people can buy your stuff. I'm totally not against that. But, it's a retreat. It's just a gather with friends and craft and eat and have a good time. So there's this place I went to back in the summer that it's a little retreat. Hold up to 12 people, and I think you are supposed to book the whole 12. I don't know if it's if I had 8, she would open it up to, any extras that if, strangers, if anyone stumbled across and wanted to join in, which would be fine. But I don't know what would happen if they didn't get the people to join in. Would I be responsible for the extra 4 or not? So those are things I'd have to talk to the owner about. But ideally, it'd be nice to have a full house, 12 people. But the cost is about $250 a person, and that includes that's from Friday at 3 o'clock through a Sunday at 5 o'clock, approximately. Includes dinner on Friday, breakfast, lunch, dinner on Saturday, and a brunch on Sunday. Also includes all snacks and non-alcoholic drinks. And you're welcome to bring any adult beverages. So it's a pretty good deal. And she does offer what she calls no frills package, which is just coming and using the house, basically. So no food. But if you're going to do a retreat, I feel like you got to do it right. And to be honest, $250 for a whole weekend, that's cheaper than that's about on par. That's cheaper. Well, probably cheaper than a hotel. And you get all your food. So pretty good. It's a pretty good price. And then, like I said, maximum of 12 guests. There's 4 bedrooms, each having 3 twin beds, and they were comfortable. I slept one night there, and it was great. Obviously, you should like the people that are in your room, but you're just sleeping. And then there's a large craft area. They have these big tables, and each one has a lamp and a big comfy office chair kind of to sit in. There's plugs around. So if you have like a sewing machine or an electric wheel, I mean, so it's perfect for knitting, any kind of, you can do spinning, sewing, crochet, obviously. Scrapbooking, apparently she's got like scrapbooking stuff you can use, like I'm gonna cutter thing. I don't scrapbook, so don't know too much about that. But it's a beautiful house, tucked away in a little wooded area. It's not far from town, so like there's a Meijer nearby, which is the local grocery chain. And it's located in North Oakland County, Michigan. I'm thinking of something in the spring or summer. And I'm serious. This would be a lot of fun to do. And, you know, I could make it a yearly thing. I do want to stay away from like popular festival weekends. So, you know, as much as fall would be beautiful to host something. You know, there's Rhinebeck, there's Ann Arbor Festival, and, you know, there's lots of other retreats that go on in Michigan in this time frame within like October, November, I think. So I'm trying to find a different time, you know, so there's probably not a lot that goes on in the summer, but people are busy. But maybe spring, maybe mid-spring could be good too. And there's a couple festivals in the spring, but I feel like fall gets a little bit more, so I don't know. What do you think? So if you're serious, seriously interested, please let me know. I mean, if I could get, you know, a handful of serious inquiries, I would gladly start to put something together, because I mean, it requires a deposit and whatever, so, you know, which is something I would have to front, and then of course I would have to ask for payment in full in advance to hold your spot, because, you know, again, I can't do this and then have people flake out last minute and then be out the money. So if it's something you'd be serious about and you'd be comfortable giving a full deposit, I mean, I would certainly write up a contract so that if something shady happened on my end, you know, you could sue me something, I don't know. I'm trustworthy, I promise. So yeah, let me know. I would love to do something. That would be really cool. The Cat Lady Retreat. I don't know. Cat Ladies Unite. Because we are all cat ladies, aren't we? We all like to craft all the things in one way or another. On to knitting. Works in progress. I'm still working on Christmas socks for my husband. I put in a progress creep over where I left off last time, so we can see all the progress I've made in 2 weeks. I was hoping to have them done, to be honest, but they're not. So where I left off last time, I do toe up, so I was right here. So I'm still quite a ways from the heel. So I got this whole sock done. And this is the Happy Feet in the Jewel Mix colorway. So I have one whole sock done, and I am just about to start the heel on sock 2. So doing some cool like pooling, zigzagging the colors, but these will be hubby's Christmas socks. Next, I will work on my Christmas socks, same colors. And then, so I'm hoping to finish these by the end of the week, which will be the end of the month. And then October will be my socks. And then November will be the kids' socks. But the kids' socks are, you know, they're small and they're tube socks, so they should go smooth. And this is living in my Chasing Acorns Star Wars Sugar Skull bag. One of my favorites. Kind of been my go-to bag. So yeah, that is my work in progress. I'm also still working on my I-cord headband, which I haven't touched it since I talked about it last week, or 2 weeks ago. So I need to work on that, and it's not like I designed the pattern for it a long time ago, and I rewrote it, and it's probably fine as is to post it. It's probably, I looked it over, and it should make sense, and it's free, so it's not a huge deal. But I'd like to get some more pictures. I'd like to get some nicer pictures. This one was going to do multiple colors, but I haven't sat down to do it. I have so many other things going on, so hopefully I can get that out of the way too. And then I am working on another shawl design, which I don't know what's wrong with me, but all of a sudden, this designs kind of just popped in my head, and I kind of caught the design bug, I guess you could say. So I'm not really showing anything off, I'm just going to show you the yarn I'm using. So I'm using a bulky yarn, it's the Scarfy, and again, this is going to be another kind of one skein project, obviously with this yardage, this skein. So this is a bulky weight, It's acrylic, 150 grams. It's 312 yards. It's acrylic wool, actually. It's a 78% acrylic, 22% wool, so it's soft. I like it. I have like three shawls in the scarfie they're all identical, but I love them. So this is actually going to be similar but different. It's kind of got a twist to it, so stay tuned for that. And I'll probably need test knitters for this too. Should be semi-self-explanatory pattern-wise, but I still want people to look it over and make sure my spelling's right and everything like that. So I'm working on that. Now I've already had to rip back and redo it a couple times just because it wasn't quite what I wanted. So that one's, again, I'm kind of slowly working on it. I'm not in any hurry to like get it done. This is the Twinsies shawl. This one I wanted to get done before Rhinebeck. So, and so onto that. So finished objects. I have nothing technically finished, but I'm going to talk about this again. This one is in the midst of testing. Testing is going really well, actually. I've gotten a lot of feedback. Not a ton of like changes, but more of just suggestions and some clarification. So perfect, things that I need, especially since I'm new to designing, and obviously things that I might interpret one way, someone else may interpret another way. So I need to make sure it's clear and concise for everyone who is reading it. So far so good. I've made a few minor changes here and there. I got some more I got to tweak around, and overall I'd say response is good. A couple finished objects already. So I'm waiting to get some more, and then my cat's doing something weird. And then I have another tester that is actually going up to a Aran weight, I think, either Aran or worsted weight yarn, to try a different weight in the shawl, so I'm excited to see how that turns out as well. I'm wearing the same outfit I wore 2 weeks ago, and there is a reason for that. I wanted to wear this shawl today for a specific reason that I will get into later. So, but I promise everything's clean. So, I really didn't think it was worthwhile to change. And yeah, I have another tester that I think decided to make hers a little bit longer, so they added an extra repeat, which I had a couple people approach me with that too, and yeah, it's nice. It'll be nice to have, I guess, another variation. That's the word. So that's it. That's it for knitting. Again, it's just been, I haven't had a lot of knitting. I haven't had a lot of crafting time, really. I've been picking it up here and there. You know, I travel out when I'm out and about. I take my socks, but the weekends have been just busy, and the week has been busy, and I'll get into some of that later too when I talk about like the review. So, but plugging away. But I did start a new project for spinning. I'm spinning. So I kept saying I wanted to try my new Turkish spindle, which I decided to do yesterday. I have grabbed a odds and ends. I'm using my Into the World odds and ends. So it's literally just these little puffs of little nests of random odds and ends. So I picked one that, you know, wasn't my favorite because I wanted to test it out. And I mean, I still like it, but it was not one of my favorites out of the batch. So here we go. This is my Snyder spindle. It's got the cats on it, and it's a learning curve a little bit. Most of it is pretty basic. Spinning it is taking me a little extra because I keep hitting the arms. But my problem is the half hitch. So hoping, this is a call for help, hoping I can get some tips because maybe I'm missing something. But when I have a standard spindle, I spin it, I loop it around the hook, and when I go to wind it on, all I have to do is unhook it and then wind it on. Well, for this, now I'm out here with a big, long, tough, working yarn, I guess. So usually I would just unhook it and then wind it on, and it would come on down. Well, now I have this half hitch that needs to be essentially unhitched. And I don't know what to do. So far, what I've been doing is I've been kind of winding the yarn around my hand till I get up here, and then I've been kind of lifting it off with my finger, which it doesn't want to come off that easily. It's kind of on there good. And then I proceed to wind and then start over. Making the hitch is fine. But am I missing something? Is there some easier way to undo the hitch when my yarn is all the way out here? Because Because, I mean, this hand's holding the spindle. Like, do I have to prop it here and try to unhitch it with this hand? Which, again, seems awkward. Am I doing the right thing, or am I winding it up with my hands and then kind of trying to unhitch it that way? Like, is there something I'm missing? Just please, if you are familiar with Turkish spindles and have tips on dealing, I mean, even just non-Turkish spindles, some regular spindles use a half hitch. If you are familiar with how to finagle the half hitch without it being super awkward, I would love to hear it, because otherwise this is going really smooth except for that one spot. But I feel like and unless it's just one of those things, I just got to get used to it and it'll feel a lot smoother, but right now it just feels awkward. So for that, I think I'm going to bring with me to Rhinebeck. So, because I don't think I'll get through all those little odds and ends on the spindle that quick. It's kind of a plus with everything else going on. And I want to chain ply it because I want to keep like this really these long color sequences in there. Okay, got this really pretty purple and pink and yellow in there at the end. I really want to keep that. I don't want to twist them together, even though they would look fine. But I kind of like keeping the long color on. So I'm trying to spin it thin. I don't know if it's thin enough, but it's thin as it's going to be. Because, I mean, I like to come out with a fingering weight, but as long as it's all consistent, that's all. Because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to make one big project or put it in my blanket, but if it's going in my blanket, ideally it should be fingering, heavy fingering at most. So if you have any tips on the Turkish, I would love to hear them. But anyways, as for chain plying, yeah, I don't know how it's going to go on the spindle. I've done it once or twice before on a regular spindle. Kitty there. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? You want to come here? No? You want to come say hi? It's almost lunchtime. Oh, there's a tail. See, you can see a little tail. Whoop. So anyway, sorry. So I have help with the half hitch and any tips on chain plying, I guess. I'll probably have to go YouTube video it again just to get a handle of how to coordinate. So, but that's all I got for spinning. Nothing for crochet. Sewing, I'm still working on my Halloween costumes, the Splatoon hats. I haven't got any further. So my hat was done pretty much. I still haven't sewn up the sides. On Emily's hat, I got the inner shell hat. So there's two hats that are sewn together. So there's the inner and the outer. So I got our inner hat done. Need to do the pink outer and then sew them together and put the fiberfill in. And then we'll be good with this. That's it. And she keeps asking me about it, so I feel bad. I need to sit down and finish it. I really just need to take a day, sit down and work on Halloween stuff because we have the hats and we have these tanks, the ink tanks that need to go on the back. So I got 2 liters of pop yesterday that we'll take a quick sip out of and probably dump. They were $1 each, so I bought the cheap ones. But they were Faygo. If you are local from Michigan, Faygo is like a Michigan brand, and I don't think the kids have ever tried red pop and cream soda, so that's what I got. So we're gonna take a little taste test and see what they think. Local Michigan favorite, and then we'll probably dump them because I really don't like to have a lot of pop around my house because we'll drink it, and it's just pure sugar. On to stash. So I got some stash this week I'm very excited about. If you saw my Instagram live video, you saw this one. I ordered very spontaneous purchase. It was Lolo Did It. Was offering a hurricane relief colorway. So it was a mystery color. We didn't know what it was, and 100% of the proceeds were going to Red Cross to benefit Hurricane Harvey. So I jumped on that, and that was the end of August or something. So it is Lolo Did It on Everyday Sock, and the colorway is called Helping Hippos, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful gray color with all these splotches of color. So I'm pretty happy with it. It was a good cause, and yeah, this is a really nice color. And it is superwash merino nylon, 100 grams, 463 yards, fingering weight. And with it came a little retractable tape measure, so that's kind of cool. Always use more notions. So there's that. Thank you for helping people affected by Hurricane Harvey of the Lolo family. So this was specifically for this too. And if you follow her on Instagram, she sold a lot of these, so that was really good to see. And then next up, I won an Instagram giveaway. I know these Instagram giveaways are kind of annoying, and I try not to tag everybody constantly, but I tag a lot of people and I usually tag the same people that I know don't mind being tagged. But I won, like, what did I win last time? Oh yeah, I won fiber. I won yarn not that long ago, like a month or two ago. So, I mean, I win stuff. Why would I not? But anyways, I won a whole prize pack here of stuff from Mount Olympus Dye Works. Hera shopped here before it was cool. Kind of a fun tagline. So there's her information. Hopefully that comes in. And she is Mount_Olympus_Dye Works on Instagram. And that's where I follow her. She has an Etsy store, Facebook. So very nice person to interact with. Shipping, she was slow at shipping, which wasn't slow in my book. She was like profusely apologizing for not shipping it quick enough. I'm like, it's fine, trust me. I do not ship things well. So it's a Halloween bag. So we got purple and candy, and then orange inside, black drawstring. Cute little bag. And then we got, where'd they go there? Little Halloween themed, like a whole bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 6 of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Halloween stitch markers. I'll be posting a picture of these on Instagram. She actually requested that I do that for her, just, good publicity. So I will do that, but I said I was going to show them off on the podcast first. So I'll probably post them tomorrow. Give this a day to stew. And then I got Trick or Treat Witch on Erin, 100% merino, 181 yards. So really awesome Halloween, and I didn't know what I was getting either. This was a mystery. She asked me, I think I could pick a color, and I mentioned I like mystery yarn because the bag was going to be a mystery. I just mystery everything, so it kind of, it coordinates with the bag, but it's a really cool Halloween color. I got reds and purples and greens and blacks. Aran weight, it's very squishy soft. I'm thinking, I mentioned I had some other patterns rolling around my head. I might use this for my cowl that I'm thinking of. This might be perfect for that. So, we'll see how that goes. But again, I like the one skein project, so this would be perfect for a one skein cowl, I think. I think that's enough yardage. So very special thanks to Mount Olympus Dye Works, and this made me laugh. This was the sticker on the packaging. Crafty AF, which we all should know what that means. So, made me giggle. Bags. So, I think that's it for the crafting part of the show, and on to life and review. Of course, I always have a lot to jabber on about with my life, because if I'm not crafting, I'm doing something else. So, if you are only here for the crafty parts, I thank you for tuning in and checking me out, and hope to see you again in a week or two. And if you are here for life and review, sit back and take a little drink and listen to me ramble on. So it's been 2 weeks since I recorded, and right after the weekend after I recorded, so about 2 weekends ago, we went to the Michigan Renaissance Festival, which it's the Renaissance Festival. So, you got people in costumes, you got Renaissance-y music and bands and, lots of artists and just fun stuff going on. And the kids, this was the first time for the kids. I think we took Emily once when she was in the stroller still, so she doesn't remember. And David, I'm pretty sure David has never gone. Lots changed since I'd been there too, so it'd been a while since I or my husband had been there. So it was due time to go, and we got some discount tickets at Costco, which was nice. It was like 2 adult admissions with 2 soup and a bread bowl coupons, so that was pretty good. It's expensive. We spent a lot of money there, especially when you take kids, because we did face painting and we did some games and rides. It adds up. So I'll put in the pictures as I'm talking. So yeah, the kids got their face painted. Saw a mermaid, which was weird. Kids played some games and took a ride in a barrel. So there's this guy that like literally is like putting a barrel with kids in it. Emily was freaked out a little bit. David was fine, but it was funny. So we ate our soup in a Red Bull, and then Jim actually came back with some Scotch eggs, and I think I knew what it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. But when I got it, yeah, it was what I thought it was. It is a hard-boiled egg covered in sausage and then like deep fried, and it was delicious. It was really good. It was like a super crunchy breading, like, oh, it was really good. So we each had one of those. Probably not healthy, of course, but oh my god, it was good. I want more. I said I should learn how to make those at home. Jim's like, no, you shouldn't. So the next day, that weekend, we decided to get Fitbits, and this is my Fitbit Charge 2, with the purple band. And that was Jim. It was Jim's idea too, because both of us are like, oh, we need to work out, we need to do something. So I don't know what made him think of Fitbits. You know, I do sort of. We've gone with pedometers off and on, but like the Wii Fit or whatever had a pedometer. We've had some other random pedometers that have been linked in video games. I think he decided to get like a grown-up pedometer. But it's been working. So for the last 2 weeks, this week's been a little sluggish, but I did get my walk in yesterday. But Jim's been getting up and running or walking every morning. And that's, you know, he's getting up at like 4:30 to run or walk in the neighborhood. So that's a big deal, because there's no way I'm doing that. So for me, I've been walking or jogging in the afternoon. It's been super hot the last few days, you know, last week and this week. So it's like I'm walking in like 80, 90 degree weather. So, I mean, it's definitely a workout, but, you know, just put my headphones in. I'll do I've kind of carved out a 2-mile path through my neighborhood. So that seems to be my sweet spot right now. Hopefully I can increase that, but it takes me a good half an hour, 40 minutes to do the 2-mile loop if I'm walking. So yeah, our goal is 10,000 steps a day, and I've been reaching that almost every day. Weekends are a little tougher because we're either, you know, just not, you know, we're not going out for a walk or run, but we're moving. But sometimes we're just lounging, watching movies, and playing with kids. So, but that was 2 weekends ago. So then last week I posted my Instagram live video and mentioned, hey, I might record tomorrow, which would have been Friday. Well, crazy spontaneous Friday, we decided to book a trip to the coast of Lake Michigan for the weekend, because it was going to be 80 plus degrees outside. I wanted to take the kids to the beach so bad at the end of August before school started, and it just didn't happen because the weather was terrible. It was like fall weather at the end of August, and now we're having our summer again. So I said, let's go, you know, let's go to the beach. So we booked a trip to Ludington, Michigan, which is over on, so pull out my handy dandy map of Michigan. I don't know if it's going to be reversed. Okay. Well, I'm looking at Michigan. So I don't know how that's going to work. Anyways, if you'll see, it's over on the coast. So picture the mitten, whatever way the mitten is, it's over here. We're here, it's over here. I think that was the right way, but it might come reverse later. So anyways, don't mind me. We went to the west side of the state. How's that? And it's right on Lake Michigan. We stayed at the Ludington Beach House, which is it was like a old motel style place. It was a motel in the 50s, and some new owners renovated it into nice little beach themed rooms. You know, 2 queens bed, very small, but 2 queen beds, bathroom. You know, that's all we needed. So what did we do? It was a whirlwind of a weekend. We drove up on Friday night. Jim got home from work at 6, and pretty much, yeah. So he was a little like panicky because we decided this while he's at work. He had no laundry clean. He wasn't here to pack, you know, and we wanted to leave. Because originally we kind of hemmed and hawed about leaving Saturday morning, but then that's a waste all of Saturday. You know, it's like by the time we get in there and we can't check in right away, and, you know, it's kind of a waste of a day, and we have to come home Sunday. So I'm like, let's leave. Let's get up there Friday. We got up there by 10 o'clock, which wasn't bad. You know, we could still get a full night's sleep. I mean, it's a little late for the kids, but it went fine. So we got up, but he has like, I have no things, I have no laundry, so I did his laundry, I, you know, pulled out his clothes and got all our stuff wrangled up, packed the kids' stuff, packed my stuff, got everything ready. So basically by the time Jim came home, he just had to hustle a few things together. I got us Jimmy John's, so we all, kids and I ate before he even got home, and then he ate a sandwich in the car. And then we headed up. So it was a 3.5-hour drive, which again isn't that bad. Got there, checked in, and we're good to go. So we woke up first thing Saturday morning, had a nice restaurant, this little dive place, little cafe style old restaurant, which it was good. We had a little breakfast buffet, and it was pretty tasty. And then we went over we took a little drive just to kind of scope out the area. And there was 2 places we could go to the beach. There was a beach directly across from the hotel where we could walk. And then but if you drove further down, like 10 minutes, there's a Ludington State Park, and they had a beach. It looked a little more peaceful, a little more smaller, secluded. So we're like, let's go to that beach. So we came home, got our swim stuff on, and went over to Ludington State Park Beach. And yeah, we were there about 10 o'clock in the morning, so there was like nobody there. Water was freezing, but it was already, close to 80 degrees, and even at 10 in the morning, so it was hot. And, once you got in there and got used to the water, it was good. So I'll try to add some pictures in here too while I'm talking. So yeah, we stayed at the beach for a couple hours, and we brought some snacks and some water, and, had a good time. It was a beautiful sunny day. Played in the sand, kids buried the kids in the sand and just played around, had a good time. Then we headed off to Ludington Bay Brewery for lunch. So that's our little sticker I got. And Ludington Bay Brewing Company. Yeah, really good. We had a really good lunch. I had a steak salad, and Jim had a burger. Yeah, I think a blue cheese burger, and kids had chicken strips. But we stuffed ourselves, and I got a beer, and everything was good. So after that, we were all kind of lazy and tired, and we went back to the room and watched a movie. So, kids watched a movie. Jim and I took a nap. So we put the movie on, and kids watched the movie. We took a nap, and just so perfect Saturday afternoon. So then after that, we got up and decided the kids wanted to go in the pool. There was a pool there. It's a heated outdoor pool. So went out to the pool for a bit. Did that, and then after that, we took a walk to the lighthouse. There's a lighthouse right across from the resort we were at is the beach, and then the lighthouse. So we took a walk to the lighthouse. Pretty sure that's when we did that. Which was it's a half-a-mile walk to the lighthouse. So then there and back, we walked about 1.5 miles. Of course, I had my Fitbit going, and yeah, that was cool. It's a real cool looking lighthouse. And then it was busy. Everything was getting kind of busy. The beach was a little crowded and stuff too, because it was such a nice day. But then, I think we had already showered and everything too prior to that. But then we decided to go back into the water. So we went to the beach again, except we went to the beach across the street, which is Stearns Park. So we came back to the room, we got on our swimsuits, and we walked back to the beach. And we spent another hour at the beach, and then we had a good time there, and it was getting a little bit late. I wanted to see the sunset, so we were trying to time things out. So we decided to go. We were all still full. We ate a pretty big lunch, but it was getting to be dinner time, and we decided we're gonna have ice cream for dinner because there's this really good ice cream place that we were told we have to go to. It's called House of Flavors. We get there, the place is packed, so yeah, it was the place to be. They serve food there and stuff too, but they had a carry-out section for just the ice cream, so luckily we didn't have to wait long. Seriously, one of the best ice cream cones I've ever had. I got birthday cake ice cream, which is hit or miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. This was excellent. And a waffle cone. Kids and Jim got Superman ice cream. Everything was really good. And I love a good waffle cone too. So, so we had ice cream for dinner. So I can't get better than that either. And then we drove to the ice cream place because it was kind of walking distance, but it was kind of a little far. So then we drove back and we drove around trying to find a parking spot at the beach so we could just get out and watch sunset. Well, there was no parking, so we went back to the room. And well, by the time we got back to the room and walked back to the beach, the sun had already dipped below the horizon. So the kids were crying. I was a little sad, but it was fine. It was fine. We all overreacted. Essentially, we all overreacted. Me and Jim and Emily went back to the hotel. And David sat with me, and we just watched the colors, and we watched it turn dark, and I got some really cool pictures, so I'm glad we stayed. David was a little grumpy, because he's like, we missed the sunset, so we have to go take the kids to see a sunset soon, because I was talking it up. I mean, they even had like a time guide in the back of one of the flyers that we had stumbled across of like what time the sunset was. Well, I didn't think it was going to be like You know, I thought, I mean, and it was. I mean, like, we had seen the sun up in the sky, literally, like, as we were driving through the parking lot, but literally by the time we got to the room and back to the beach, it was gone. And I couldn't tell if maybe there was a little cloud cover that might have blocked it. You know, it looked a little hazy. I don't know, but it was a mini disaster, but it was fine. It all worked out. It was beautiful. I'm glad I was there, and I got to get some good pictures of the lighthouse in the colorful sky, and the moon was beautiful. David kept commenting, "Oh my gosh, the moon is so beautiful." So I got pictures of the moon, and so it was cool. So that was that, and then Sunday we got up and did another cafe place for breakfast, and then skedaddled out of town. So we left pretty early, you know, because we wanted to get on the road. And actually, I had plans. I had plans Sunday to go to my dad's for dinner. So that was a standing appointment there before we booked the weekend. So we needed to be back at a decent time. So we rolled back home around noon. It was like 12:30. We had a light lunch, and kids got to relax, play video games. Jim took a nap. I played around the pictures on the computer. So we had some time to chill before we had to go back and kind of be social again. So then we went to my dad's for dinner and had pizza. And yeah, it was a great weekend. It was a really great weekend. That was I love spontaneous plans. That's always fun. And it all went really smooth. I mean, of course, a few hiccups with the crabby kids and missing sunsets, but overall, it was a great time, good memories. Glad we went. And yeah, we'd never been there before, and you know, it's a pretty popular spot to go, so we'll definitely go back again. Kids like that. So now we're back to a new week. It's Tuesday, September 26th, I believe. I went to the Secretary of State today, which to the rest of you is the DMV. I don't know why Michigan calls it the Secretary of State, but that's what it is, and that's where I go to renew my license, and I got a new license plate. So my old license plate, well, I needed to renew my tabs, but my old license plate is actually falling apart. It's all peeling, so technically it is illegal for me to be driving with it anyways. So I got myself a custom license plate that says Cat Lady. So I'm super excited. Super stoked about that. It says they take about 4 weeks to get it, so I was hoping to get it before Rhinebeck, but probably won't. But maybe if I'm lucky, it'll come early. So that would be so cool to have that driving into Rhinebeck with my Cat Lady license plate. So that was a little bit of a splurge, but to be honest, it wasn't that much extra. The price table on the website was a little confusing, but after I talked to the lady, it wasn't that bad. So I got my Cat Lady license plate, and I renewed my license, and this is why I wore my shawl, because I had to actually go in to renew my license and get a picture. So I got a new picture, and you know, I got like this much of my shawl in there. I don't know, just being silly, but I planned it for a reason. So that was why I was wearing the shawl, and the shawl looks good on a black top, so that's why I'm wearing this, and it's supposed to be hot, so it's short sleeve. I mean, I probably end up changing before I go out later, but for now, I thought, you know, I'm going to wear my shawl, I'm going to get my license plate, and it is a happy day. And I was in and out in under an hour, which is pretty impressive. I got there pretty much right when they opened, and yeah, after, you know, you had to stand on the line to check your paperwork, and then you had to fill out some forms and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, literally, I didn't even have time to knit. By the time I sat down in the waiting area, it only had like 10 minutes, and then I was back up, and I had to do the vision test, and I get my picture, and blah, blah, blah. So, it went pretty smooth. Being that it was Tuesday morning, it was still busy, but I was trying to pick a day. You know, Monday I thought was a bad day for that. Friday I figured would be a bad day, so, you know, Tuesday was an okay day. So that is all I have for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to talking to you again in a week or two, and I hope you get to craft all the things. Bye.